Welcome. Tonight, Sleep Science Top 1 invites you into a slower way of noticing how emotions quietly shape your inner world. Tonight, we explore how emotions shape perception, behavior, and meaning. Often before you are aware they have arrived, emotion operates as a prioritization system, silently deciding what your mind treats as relevant or ignorable. Long before we find the words, our bodies have already felt the shift. They shape relationships, direct decisions, and subtly affect what seems worthwhile, safe, or significant. Emotion functions as predictive data, helping the brain estimate risk, value, and action before awareness forms. These signals emerge from the interaction between the nervous system, memory, and expectation. They can either soften or sharpen attention. They may encourage you to safeguard what is most important or draw you closer to others. You might see familiar experiences gaining new significance as we investigate them together. Common emotions could start to feel alive, multi-layered, and structurally buried. This is an exploration of the science behind your emotions and the wonder of how everything functions. If this quiet exploration brings you a sense of ease or insight, you're welcome to support the channel in whatever way feels right to you. Each small gesture helps this space remain calm, thoughtful, and freely available. It assists others in making their way here as well. But for now, let your shoulders soften and let your breathing calm. And while we go into this intriguing inner world together, allow the day to disappear and your mind to relax. Let's get started. Wonder quietly shrinks your sense of self and opens up the vastness around you. Awe arrives when you face something immense, a soaring mountain ridge, a sky exploding with stars. Your struggles don't disappear, but they lose their power over your focus for a moment. A lot of people talk about feeling like they're a part of something bigger, like their boundaries are becoming less distinct. This sensation can influence how you think. Your mind is more receptive to novel concepts and viewpoints when the world appears bigger. Additionally, awe has the power to inspire giving. When you feel connected to something bigger, assisting others can feel more natural. Awe is not only for magnificent travels. Small things like witnessing a youngster learn or witnessing a difficult concept suddenly make sense are examples of how it might occur. It is one of the few emotions that may make time feel spacious. You are not just you, yet you are still you. Tiny everyday joys quietly build a deep sense of calm, far more than rare dramatic highs. A short morning stroll, a friendly hello, your favorite coffee, humming while cooking. These gentle moments stack up like quiet savings for your soul. They generate a baseline of safety and pleasure that makes stress easier to carry. They also teach focus. If you practice detecting minor good moments, your brain becomes faster at finding them. That is not forced positivity. It is skill. Little pleasures are also trustworthy. You can have them without taking a vacation. They might be incorporated into your routine to appear even during challenging times. Over time, these moments shape identity. You develop the ability to get back to who you are. Though they can leave you waiting, rare peaks are amazing. Everyday pleasures keep you alive. They make well-being less dependent on luck and more dependent on practice. Many therapeutic models begin by translating bodily sensation into precise emotional language. An unnamed emotion is like a phantom present, but impossible to confront. That matters because the brain governs better when it can categorize experience. Layers are also distinguished by specificity. You can think you are angry, then discover you are hurt, disappointed, and terrified of being unimportant. The issue shifts once those levels are given names. You can respond to each layer with a separate tool. Additionally, therapy may provide a fresh perspective. Shame can be lessened by being heard without judgment, which lowers the neurological system's defensiveness. While different therapies employ different approaches, many of them have the same goal. They assist you in identifying trends, relating emotions to needs, and practicing novel reactions in a secure environment. The consequence is a life where emotions become signals you can understand, rather than storms you must suffer alone. Boredom is your brain's internal signal that it's time for a pivot. Often seen as a drag, it's really a cue that your current task lacks spark. Your brain seeks fresh challenge, leading to creative breakthroughs or better balance. When boredom emerges, the brain begins searching for novelty, significance, or challenge. Creativity may result from that search. It can also lead to trouble if the easiest novelty is dangerous. The mood itself has a restless character. The objective is that discomfort. You are pushed away from autopilot by it. Boredom can disclose your priorities if you listen carefully. Are you bored because you are avoiding something important, or because there is no reason to be here? In learning, boredom can be a hint that the job is either easy or too hard. If you change the level of difficulty, boredom usually goes away. Boredom is not indication you are lazy. Your mind may be requesting a better balance between significance and effort. Writing externalizes mental load, forcing the brain to sequence experience instead of holding it all at once. Racing thoughts feel like a buzzing storm. Writing them out reveals hidden patterns and creates breathing room for clarity. Keeping a journal can serve as a net. The thoughts stop buzzing so loudly when you capture them and put them on paper. The brain is forced to select a sequence when writing. It must decide what happened first, what mattered most, and what you believe about it. That sequencing can minimize overwhelm, because the mind is no longer retaining everything at once. Journaling can sometimes show patterns that were invisible. You might notice that your anxiety rises at night, or that particular people leave you depleted, or that some decisions frequently bring relief. You can alter the pattern once you recognize it. Journaling acts as an emotional buffer, creating the distance needed to observe your thoughts objectively. When a phobia is put in writing, it becomes something you can study rather than a mist you have to breathe. Some people write letters but never send them. Lists are written by some people. Some people write just one sincere paragraph. The act is more important than the manner. Sensation is becoming meaning, and meaning is becoming direction. Expectation is a powerful neurobiological architect. It literally rewires how your brain processes pain. A plain pill can work if you believe it will, by dialing down pain and ramping up comfort. Trust in care amplifies this active perception. You still experience relief. This might seem like a trick, until you consider how hard the brain works to predict your needs. It guesses what will happen next. Then it alters perception to fit those expectations. If you really expect relief, the brain can turn down pain impulses and dial up comfort signals. Even your own internal analgesics may be released by it. The ritual is also important. Expectations can be reinforced by a white coat, a serious explanation, a familiar tablet, and a kind tone. This does not imply that symptoms are fictitious. It suggests perception is active, not passive. The brain actively adjusts perception rather than recording reality as it is. The placebo effect underscores the profound impact of trust and safety on the healing process. When you feel safe and understood, the body often relaxes. What itches, what hurts, and what feels possible are all altered by that relaxation. Crying serves as a biological reset, flushing out stress hormones and restoring internal balance. Crying is a natural reboot, not just sadness outflow. Deep sobs extend breaths, releasing tension like unburdening your core. Afterward, a lot of people experience a gentle release of tension, as though pressure had been lifted from behind their ribs. Tears convey a social message as well. They can convey that words are running low, offer consolation, and lessen confrontation. Even when you cry alone, the act might indicate a turning moment. This is important, it says. It says, I am here with it. In that sense, tears are not the antithesis of strength. They are one method by which the body converts emotions into ease. Suppressing your feelings is like holding a beach ball underwater. Eventually, the internal pressure becomes exhausting. You smile while your gut knots up. Over time, it leads to exhaustion. Better to acknowledge feelings for real relief. You can say you are okay while your gut is tight. Emotional repression can be beneficial on the surface, but it can be detrimental on the inside. Your neural system retains the energy associated with an emotion, even if you suppress it. The muscles remain taut. Breathing remains shallow. The focus remains focused. Over time, this might boost stress load because the body is striving to keep the lid on. In brief situations, such as maintaining composure in an emergency, suppression may be helpful. The difficulty occurs when it becomes the default. Then, feelings do not dissipate. They manifest as fatigue, irritation, or numbness. Because the body and mind share a system, they may also manifest as physical symptoms. Acknowledgement is a better strategy. You have the power to identify your feelings, select when to express them, and determine what has to be done about them. It's not the intention to reveal everything. Stopping carrying everything by yourself is the aim. Hope drives future planning, often confused with daydreams. It motivates small actions and uncertainty tolerance. Tiny hopes, like one message or step, build patience without needing certainty. It can be a useful force that helps the brain keep working toward the future. When you have hope, you are more likely to look for routes, make tiny steps, and tolerate uncertainty. Hope doesn't have to promise that everything will work out. It may say, there may be a way forward, and I'll find it. That shift matters because the nervous system behaves differently when it detects possibilities. It lowers the impulse to freeze. It encourages patience and problem solving. Hope can be tiny and still strong. It can be the decision to send one message, make one appointment, or attempt one new tactic. Hope and certainty are frequently confused. Certainty is not necessary for hope. It needs guidance. Hope teaches your thoughts to continue constructing bridges even when you are unable to sight the distant shore. Giving a feeling a clear name often reduces its intensity by activating regulatory circuits. Unnamed emotions often feel diffuse and overwhelming, like mental fog. You give it edges when you give it a name. Brain systems that promote perspective and regulation can be activated by that simple act. Instead of being inside a storm, you are viewing a storm. You could claim that this is dread, disappointment, or annoyance. You can then inquire as to what it is pointing to. Naming also helps differentiate levels. You can assume you're angry before realizing you're hungry, exhausted, and ashamed. Each layer has a distinct solution. Naming is not about talking yourself out of emotion. Clarifying emotion is necessary for it to perform its function. For this reason, it might be very effective to increase your emotional vocabulary. Emotional granularity, naming exactly what you feel, is the key to unlocking the right solution. Everything receives the same tool if you refer to it as stress. If you can tell stress from grief, from terror, you can care for yourself more accurately. Although less intense, the emotion of being maimed is still present. Your gut and brain chat constantly via nerves, affecting how you feel. Anxiety twists your stomach. Excitement flutters it. Support gut health with meals, and calm for steadier moods. Your emotions and your gut are one and the same. It is tied to the brain through nerves, hormones, and immunological signals, and it provides updates all day long. This explains why anxiety can make you feel queasy and why excitement can give you butterflies. Additionally, the gut is home to a vast colony of microorganisms that aid in the digestion of food and generate substances that have the potential to affect the body, such as neurotransmitter, building blocks, and signals related to inflammation. Mood can change when digestion is problematic. When diet changes, sleep and energy can change, and feelings often follow. The gut is one of the body's loudest communicators to the brain, which listens to the body. This relationship is also encouraging. Supporting gut health through frequent meals, fiber-rich foods, hydration, and stress reduction can enhance emotional steadiness. Eating rituals might also have an impact. The system can settle if you eat while seated, chewing gently, and feeling secure. Mood is a total body event. When fuel runs low, the brain triggers a survival-based irritability. Low sugar makes lines intolerable, sounds annoying. A snack resets the threat signal, making patience easier. When your blood sugar lowers, your brain notices before you do. It is an organ that uses energy continuously and considers a fuel deficit to be a major issue. Even if everything else is fine, BAT can make you more reactive. A slow line at the store becomes intolerable. It feels insulting to make a little sound. The irritation is not a moral failure. It is a protection system, encouraging you to address the problem rapidly. Additionally, hunger distorts perception. You grow less able to exercise long-term patience as you concentrate on your present wants. This is why fights often arise around meal times, especially in families with busy schedules. This is also the reason why a snack has more power to alter a discussion than a well-crafted speech. The threat signal diminishes, and the mind becomes more flexible as fuel is delivered. Being aware of this facilitates planning. If you are heading into a hard talk, it may be helpful to fuel your brain first. Sometimes, emotional turbulence isn't a crisis. It's just a sign that your brain needs fuel. Regret is a compass, not a life sentence. When you trade self-criticism for clarity, it spotlights values you missed. Extract lessons on assumptions or boundaries to lighten its load and guide future choices. Because it signals a fork in the road, regret is painful. It implies that you may have made a different decision. If that pain is transformed from self-cruelty into learning, it may be beneficial. Remorse can become a teacher if it is managed properly. It draws attention to your values, the things you missed, and your goals for the future. It can help you make better judgments in the future by bringing the consequences to life. Turning regret into a life sentence is the trap. You lose the lesson and retain the anguish when you replay an error solely to criticize yourself. Extracting a single, distinct insight is a healthier strategy. Which presumption was incorrect? Which signal did you disregard? What boundary did you fail to set? After that, you either create a new rule for the future or, if possible, make a minor repair. Regret gets lighter when it has a job. Once it delivers its message, it can step aside. The build-up can feel better than the payoff. Counting down to a trip or gift sparks joyful tension. Your brain enjoys predictions, inspiring effort, while savoring the now. Think of a trip countdown, a wrapped gift, or the first page of a new book you have been saving. Anticipation produces a brilliant tension that can feel lovely. The future is being built by the brain, and it may be rewarding in and of itself. You replay possibilities, conceive specifics, and let yearning stretch across time. Because imagination has no boundaries, there are instances when the imagined event cannot match the actual one. You are not stupid because of that. It implies that your brain can produce pleasure not just from results, but also from predictions. Effort can also be inspired by anticipation. Training for a race frequently includes the emotional fuel of imagining the finish. Planning a reunion can carry weeks of warmth before anyone comes. Additionally, there is a warning. The present can feel boring when expectation turns into a never-ending chase. The ability is learning to relish the spark of looking forward, while also being able to land in what is happening now. Done well, anticipation is a lantern. It lights the route ahead without snatching the ground beneath your feet. Biological sensitivity isn't a flaw. It's a finely tuned nervous system, reacting to a high-definition world. Some feel mildly anxious, others overwhelmed in the same spot. It's a trait with gifts like empathy, balanced by needing recovery time. Two people can travel through the same day and have vastly different emotional intensity. One can feel somewhat anxious, another would feel completely overwhelmed. Genes that influence how the nervous system reacts to stimuli account for a portion of the variation in sensitivity. This may appear early. Some kids are easily startled, pick up on minute changes in tone, and require more time to adjust to unfamiliar circumstances. Others don't appear to mind novelty or noise. Being sensitive is not a weakness. It is a trait with trade-offs. Highly sensitive people generally pick up detail, empathy, and depth. They may also tire faster in hectic circumstances. People who are less sensitive may remain composed under duress, but they occasionally overlook subtle clues. What matters is fit. You can plan your life to accommodate your sensitivity once you are aware of it. You can stop blaming yourself for being tuned the way you are, construct recuperation time, and make intelligent environmental choices. There is a setting for your nervous system, and it should be respected. Expanding emotion words reshapes inner views. Mad hides layers, learn frustrated or betrayed to spot nuances and act precisely. Many inner feelings could be categorized under a single label if you simply know the word furious. If you learn frustrated, deceived, and protective, you may start to notice diverse flavors. Perception can be trained by language. You frequently acquire a new category for experience when you acquire a new sensation term. Attention can be directed by that category. You start picking up on hints that you used to overlook, such as the distinction between a hot face and a tight chest. This matters because labels can impact what you do next. You might steer clear if you refer to it as fear. If you term it anticipation, you might prepare. Different emotional vocabulary are taught in many cultures, which might lead to distinct noticing behaviors. This does not imply that you are controlled by words. It implies that words are useful tools. The richer your map, the less likely you are to get lost in a single fuzzy emotion that seems to explain everything. Anxiety hits without obvious reasons, like a false alert. Tight neck or restless hands signal guard mode. Question it and breathe to offer calmer cues. Sometimes anxiety seems like a smoke alarm with no apparent smoke. A tight neck, restless hands, and a sense that something is wrong are all you can find when your mind searches for an explanation. When the brain learns danger patterns that are hidden from conscious awareness, this can occur. Even if you don't know why, the nervous system can be primed by a familiar hallway, a particular hour of the night, or a tone of voice. Your mind then jumps in to make sense of it as your body gets ready for action. The loop may get more intense as a result of that search for a purpose. Treating the feeling as a signal rather than a verdict is one useful change. You can question what your system is guarding you from, then offer it calmer indications, like slower breathing and a safe area to gaze around. Same hormones, power, anxiety, and excitement context flips the script. Quick pulse before an event, reframe as fuel for courage. That buzzy energy before a major occasion can feel like danger, but it can also be fuel. Many of the components your body uses for excitement and terror are also used for fear. Breathing quickens, the pulse quickens, and focus shifts to the most important things. The distinction frequently results from context and interpretation. The mind says, "This is fun," and the body is triggered at the brink of a roller coaster. The body gets triggered prior to a challenging talk, and the mind warns that it is dangerous. While the chemistry may appear similar, the experience is altered by the meaning. Athletes learn this in warm-ups. Backstage, performers pick it up. They do not always try to eliminate the spike. They learn to steer it. When you convince yourself this energy may benefit me, your brain may recruit courage instead of tragedy, employing the same spark for a different story. For some people, emotions are mostly feelings rather than distinct categories. For some brains, feelings emerge as weather in the body, not as words. The area behind the eyes is compressed. The gut feels heavy. In the face, there is heat. The truthful response, when asked what's wrong, is, "I don't know, but I can feel it." Contrary to popular belief, this experience is more frequent because others would prefer a tidy term, such as sad or furious. It might complicate relationships. Inside, It is more like a fluctuating combination. Fortunately, sensation can be a gateway rather than a dead end. If you note where it sits, what it does, and when it changes, you may begin to map it. Over time, you could find that chest tightness often comes with concern, whereas a hollow exhaustion tends toward grief. Emotional literacy is developed from the inside out. Heart rhythm influences feeling intensity. Fast beats sharpen everything. Steady it with breath to make moments feel less overwhelming. Your heart is more than just a timepiece. When determining how intense a moment feels, the brain uses the constant stream of signals it sends back to it. When the rhythm is jumpy or fast, everything can seem sharper. Even a neutral remark can come across as critical. Even a tiny bit of uncertainty can feel like a precipice. When the rhythm is steadier, the same situation can feel manageable. One explanation for how quickly paced breathing can alter emotion is this: you are not using words to convince yourself. Your brain's internal evidence is being altered by you. After drinking strong coffee or going upstairs, some people become acutely aware of this. The body is revved, then the mind goes searching for a reason. If you spot that trend, you can pause and question: is my heart telling a story that the world did not actually start? The intensity can be lessened just by asking that question. Skin warmth boosts ease and trust. From early hugs, it signals safety. A hot drink or sunspot invites your system to open up. One of the first safety cues you ever learned was warmth. Long before you understood language, being held close meant heat, steadiness, and protection. That association can linger in adult brains in surprising ways. A warm drink can feel soothing even before you taste it. The mind can become less defensive after taking a warm shower. Warmth can also shape how we interpret other people. When you feel physically comfortable, social cues are often read as less threatening. The world seems a little more welcoming. This is not magic. It makes sense for a social species and combines physiology and conditioning. When the body is cold, it prepares for stress. The body can afford to be open when it is warm. That is why small rituals of warmth can matter, especially during hard seasons. The nervous system may be gently invited to relax by a blanket, a mug, or a seat in the sun. Loneliness warps social signals into threats. Unread texts feel like rejection. Small warmth retrains your view, easing the loop. Loneliness is more than just being by yourself. It is the sense that you are cut off, unseen, or unsafe in the social world. When that happens, the brain can shift into a protective mode. It begins looking for indications of rejection in faces and messages. An unread text can feel like a verdict. A brief response may come across as dislike. This is not due to the irrationality of lonely people. The reason for this is that the mind is attempting to stop more harm. The issue is that this increased vigilance may backfire. It may interpret unclear cues as dangerous, which may cause withdrawal and worsen loneliness. The loop can feel cruel, yet understanding it can be a relief. It suggests that the sting is not proof that you are unlovable. It is evidence that you are wired to require a connection. Small, consistent social warmth can slowly retrain perception, like light returning to a room that has been dim for too long. Anger acts as a high-voltage surge, narrowing your focus to immediate survival. Signal of unfairness, channel it to boundaries, slow to see repair options. A surge of anger that feels like electricity beneath the skin is common. It focuses more narrowly. It causes posture to stiffen. It can make you feel powerful and ready to act. There's a reason for that energy. When something feels unfair, obstructed, or threatened, your body uses this as a means of mobilizing you. It can assist you in establishing boundaries and safeguarding important things when taken in moderation. It can also be deceptive. Even when you don't know everything, the rush can seem certain. It can make a simple disagreement feel like a battle for respect. The way rage alters one's perception of possibilities is one illuminating detail. When it is high, you may only observe attack or retreat. When it settles, you may see bargaining, comedy, and repair. Slowing down is important because of this. You're not attempting to suppress an emotion. You are trying to enlarge the globe again, so the energy may serve you rather than driving you. Shame triggers a physiological collapse response, making you want to disappear. Ancient break against rejection. Name it to separate behavior from self-worth. Shame has a unique attraction. It makes you want to shrink, look away, and disappear. It can overwhelm the body with heat and urgency, even if no one else has spotted a mistake. That impulse is ancient. In social groups, being rejected could mean losing safety and resources. Shame operates like an emergency brake, telling you to halt whatever would threaten your place in the group. The difficulty is that shame typically overreacts. It can treat being imperfect as being unsafe. It may persuade you that you are at your lowest point. Because the impulse to hide is so powerful, shame thrives in silence. It thrives in the shadowy area, where no one can provide insight. Naming it is helpful, but so is keeping in mind the distinction between identity and behavior. You don't have to call yourself undeserving in order to regret what you did. Curiosity reappears, and healing is possible as guilt fades. Guilt serves as a corrective signal, nudging us to repair the social fabric we've torn. Leads to apologies, and habits builds trust through respect. Despite the fact that it is frequently uncomfortable, guilt may be one of your most positive emotions. It points to a difference between what you did and what you value. It doesn't have to say that you're a bad person, unlike shame. It could simply state that something needs to be fixed. That difference is important. When remorse stays focused on actions, it can lead to apologies, honest conversations, and changed habits. It can deepen trust because mending is a form of respect. There is also a quieter form of shame, the kind that lingers after you set a boundary or chose your own needs. Rather than being a moral reality, that shame may serve as a training signal. It can be your brain adjusting to a new way of living. Can I make reparations, or am I only punishing myself? Is a helpful question. Genuine repair usually results in relief. Self-blame that never stops tends to keep the wound open. Feelings narrate body changes like heart rate or breath. Context turns them into fear or thrill. Biology made meaningful. The body reacts first, and conscious interpretation follows. Your heart may beat more quickly or more slowly. Your breathing may tighten or open. Hormones begin to flow through the blood, and muscles alter their level of preparedness. After that, your brain performs its optimal function. It uses context to interpret those signals. What's going on? It asks. What does it mean? What should I do after that? That interpretation becomes the feeling you recognize. The same sweaty hands can turn into caffeine jitters, stage fear, or first date enthusiasm. Reality is not created by your brain. It is converting a deluge of internal data into a practical experience. Emotions can feel so intense and intimate because of this. They are your biology given meaning. A single event, two separate realities. A thunderclap is either a symphony or a threat, depending on your past. Focus and experience shape unique emotional maps. Picture the same thunderclap outside two windows. Rain brings respite to a garden, which makes one person happy. Storms used to be dangerous, so another finches. Their ears receive similar sound. Their nerve systems prepare in distinct ways. Learning, memory, and expectancy are frequently the causes of the discrepancy. Your mind creates patterns for what often occurs next. It makes predictions based on those patterns. Feelings vary when forecasts diverge. Even focus is important. If one person perceives shelter and another notices risk, their body will follow those interpretations. Social experience plays a role too. If you grew up being punished for exhibiting emotion, you may feel numbness where someone else feels tears. This is not weakness or drama. It is a mentality formed by its history. Your inner world is an experienced map, not a shared snapshot. Body reacts first to emotions, mind labels later. Jump from a honk? Update with breath for calmer signals. Imagine hearing a horn as you walk off a curb. Your shoulders twitch. Your pulse surges. Your feet move. The intellect doesn't catch up with a name like fear until after that. A component of survival is this time. Quick bodily reflexes give you a few seconds. The conscious story comes later, once you are safe enough to communicate. Sometimes that wait causes weird moments. You may find yourself trembling while thinking, "I am all right." Your body was running a program before your ideas joined the meeting. For this reason, starting with physiology can be beneficial. A lengthier exhalation, relaxed jaw, and a steady look can transmit fresh information upward. You are not debating with feelings. You are updating the signals that helped build them. Emotions are contagious. They travel through subtle shifts in body language and vocal resonance. One tense person spreads its awareness, halts the wave. Walk into a room and you can sense it. Posture and tempo might convey tension, enthusiasm, grief, or relief. Humans are designed to easily read other humans. We look for signs of safety and belonging in faces, voices, and movement. Others may unintentionally tighten their own muscles or match breathing when one person's anxiousness increases. When laughter breaks out, it can cascade. This spread is not mysterious. It combines instinctive attention and imitation with quick social perception. Your brain treats other people as part of the environment. If everyone looks alarmed, your system prepares. That preparation affects your expression, which becomes a new signal for someone else. Emotion can spread across a group in this way, much like wind does through grass. It can bring people together in bravery. It can also intensify panic. Awareness is a powerful circuit breaker. Fake smiles send brain signals to soften mood. Gentle expression shifts, embody emotion changes easily. Your face is not merely a display for others. It is also a component of the feedback system in your body. When your brow furrows, impulses from muscles and skin flow back to the brain. When your jaw clenches, your neurological system gets a hint that something is wrong. A smile can have the opposite effect. Lifting the cheekbones and softening the eyes might shift the body into a less defensive position. It will not remove actual problems. It has the ability to alter the initial conditions. Think of it as lowering the volume on your alarm so you can hear what you're thinking. This effect is minor and varies depending on the individual and circumstance. Still, it is a reminder that emotion is embodied. Sometimes, the easiest approach to affect a mood is not a speech in your thoughts. It is a gentle modification of posture, breath, and expression. Music chills from predicted surprises, blending reward and memory. Uplifts or soothes, bypassing logic straight to feeling. A music has the power to send shivers down your spine like a wave. There's more to that shiver than just sound. It frequently occurs when a musical moment is extra forcefully delivered after the brain has predicted it. A startling harmony, a soaring voice, or a drum drop can give surprise and satisfaction at once. Reward systems respond, and the body reacts. It is deepened by memory. Before you realize it, a song associated with a childhood car ride can evoke strong feelings. Your brain is sewing together pattern, expectation, and personal history. Even persons with differing tastes can share the same physical sensation. The track is different, although the mechanism is same. For this reason, music may uplift people who are tired and soothe those who are grieving. It can bypass argument and go straight to feeling. In the dark with headphones, it can be like holding a key that fits a lock you did not know you had. Love spotlights details, making voices precious. Builds private meaning, edits world brighter, but watch for distortions. When you feel profoundly about someone, your brain starts treating their signals as valuable. There's a slight shift in their voice. Their smile becomes a prize. Even in quiet, their absence becomes a sort of commotion. Attention is finite. Therefore, what you attend to reflects what matters. Love often tilts that spotlight. It can make a cracked joke appear amazing and a simple text feel like a lifeline. This is not merely poetry. It is motivation and learning. The brain tags certain cues as essential and returns to them again and again. Moments spent together eventually turn into a private library. A street corner, a scent, or a phrase might carry a whole relationship in a single second. Love can be distorted as well. It can make you miss red signals or overinterpret a pause. The core, however, is outstanding. A relationship can tailor perception so firmly that the world itself looks edited, as if someone tweaked the brightness on meaning. Fear slows time, grabbing details for survival. Brain prioritizes learning understand to ease exhaustion from alerts. In a frightening moment, the mind can feel like it speeds up. You may notice little details, such the color of a wall or the angle of a hand. Time seems to slow, even when the clock does not alter. Attention and memory may play a role in this. When you take in more information, the moment later feels longer. Additionally, fear prepares the body. Heart rate rises. Senses narrow toward threat. The brain prioritizes rapid learning because remembering danger helps you survive next time. Afterwards, you may revisit the scene with great clarity. That playback reinforced the idea that it lasted decades. This effect can be protective, but it can also be exhausting. When your system is stuck in high alert, regular shocks might feel like emergencies. Understanding this can be comforting. The strange stretching of time is not you being dramatic. Your brain is trying its hardest to keep you alive. Joy varies from lively laughs to quiet glows. Recognize its forms to catch peace as much as energy. Joy can be a spark, like the burst of laughter you cannot hold back. After receiving good news, there may be a warm glow. It can be the calm satisfaction of finishing something hard. These experiences feel related, yet they are not identical in the body. Some joys are high energy and social. Others are quiet and steady. They are produced by the brain using various combinations of reward, motivation, and attention. A playful joy pulls you toward movement and connection. You can take on new challenges and stand taller with a proud joy. When something has deep meaning, a gentle joy may manifest as tears. Even simple pleasures have their own signatures, like the comfort of a familiar meal or the ease of a safe home. This diversity is important. You may overlook the forms that manifest as peace if you believe that joy must appear as excitement. Your nervous system can celebrate in more than one accent. Disgust guards health, but colors morals. Pause to check if it's true risk or just ethical reflex. Disgust began as a guardian of the mouth. It helps you avoid spoiled food, dirty water, and anything that might carry disease. It is difficult to argue with that protective reflex, which is quick. Your stomach turns before your mind explains why. What surprises many people is how easily that same feeling can spill into social life. Even in the absence of germs, disgust may arise when something is perceived as culturally unclean. It can change how harshly you judge a stranger, a rumor, or a taboo. That means a bodily safety system can quietly influence ideas about right and wrong. It is also manipulable. If someone wants to turn a group into an enemy, they may use language that invites disgust. Learning this gives you a kind of freedom. You can pause and ask whether you are sensing real contamination or borrowing a reflex for a moral decision. Surprise awakens when guesses fail, accelerating learning. Updates reality, delight, or fright from the same spark. Your brain is constantly guessing what happens next. It anticipates the next note in a melody, the next word in a sentence, and the next step on a staircase. Surprise is what you feel when the guess fails. That failure is not a mistake to be ashamed of. It is information the brain loves. In a surprising moment, attention snaps awake, and learning accelerates. Your breath may catch, your eyes may widen, and the world may seem suddenly more acute. A good magic trick works because it exploits this system. Your brain commits to one explanation, then reality reveals a different one. Even a plot twist in a story can produce a jolt because your prediction machinery was already writing the next scene. Surprise can be delightful, but it can also be frightening. The same mechanism powers both. In each case, it is the mind updating its model of reality. That update is how you grow. Relief rewards, skipped dangers, warming like breath returning. Notice to understand avoidance patterns kindly. Relief can feel like warmth moving through the chest, like air returning after you forgot to breathe. It occurs when your system anticipates a negative event and then realizes it won't occur. A medical test comes back fine. After a long period of silence, a loved one texts back. A sudden noise turns out to be only the wind. Your body had been preparing for loss, and now it can stand down. That stand down is not neutral. The brain treats it as a kind of reward, because accurate safety predictions help you survive. Relief can also be sneaky. It can reinforce habits that reduce fear in the short term, even if those habits cause trouble later. That is one reason avoidance can become sticky. It brings relief, and relief feels like proof you chose wisely. Noticing relief as a powerful reward helps you understand your own patterns with kindness. It is the nervous system celebrating safety, even if it sometimes learns the wrong lesson. Pride from effort builds staying power. Tied to choices, it inspires resilience and shared growth. There is a form of pride that steadies you. It shows up when you did something hard, stayed honest, or kept going after you wanted to quit. That feeling is not arrogance. It is a signal that effort matters. The brain notices I can do difficult things, and it becomes more willing to try again. Pride grows stronger when you connect it to choices you controlled. You practiced, you apologized, you learned a skill step by step. That kind of pride builds resilience because it points to a repeatable path. Pride based on luck is different. It can feel good, but it does not teach your nervous system what to do next time. Healthy pride also has a social side. It can inspire others when it is shared with humility, and it can strengthen bonds when people celebrate progress together. In that way, pride can become a quiet engine for growth. It tells you that the climb was real, and you were the one climbing. Gratitude highlights help, softening defenses. Clear thanks strengthens ties more than speeches. Gratitude is a spotlight. It turns your attention toward the ways you are helped, even when help is small and easy to overlook. A friend remembers your favorite snack. A coworker colors a shift. A stranger holds a door when your hands are full. When you notice these moments, your brain updates its picture of the social world. It stops seeing others as reliable and kind. That shift can soften defensiveness and make connection feel safer. Gratitude also changes behavior. People who feel appreciated often want to keep showing up because appreciation is a form of social reward. When you express it clearly, relationships tend to get sturdier. This is not about pretending everything is perfect. It is about training your mind to register support alongside stress. Even in difficult seasons, gratitude can be real, it can be specific, and it can be honest. One sincere thank you can carry more weight than a long speech because it tells someone, "I saw you." Envy points to wants like recognition. Uses info to guide plans, turning sting into direction. Envy is uncomfortable, and it can feel embarrassing to admit. Yet it can also be a clue. When you envy someone, your mind is pointing at a resource or a status that seems important for your life. It might be money, attention, talent, freedom, or belonging. Envy can tell you what you want before you have the courage to say it out loud. It can also expose values you did not choose on purpose. You might envy an influencer's popularity, then realize you actually want community, not applause. The feeling often comes with a sharp comparison, and comparison can distort. You may focus on another person's highlight while forgetting their costs. Still, envy can be used. If you treat it as information, it can guide planning. Ask what is beneath it. Is it inspiration wearing a sour mask? Is it a need for recognition, security, or creative space? When you identify the need, envy loses some of its sting and becomes direction. Jealousy guards bonds, alerting to risks. Name underlying fear for honest repairs over control. Jealousy tends to show up when a relationship feels at risk. It can be romantic, but it can also be friendship, family, or a close team. The feeling says, "This bond matters, and I fear losing my place." Jealousy can sharpen attention toward rivals, real or imagined. It can make you read tone, timing, and small interactions as signs of danger. In that way, jealousy is a protective alarm. It tries to prevent abandonment by urging you to act. The problem is that the actions jealousy suggests are often clumsy. Accusations can push people away. Surveillance can break trust. Silence can grow into stories that are not true. Jealousy can also hide softer feelings underneath, like insecurity or grief. When you can name the fear beneath the guard dog, you get more options. You might ask for reassurance, clarify boundaries, or strengthen connection with honesty instead of control. The feeling is not shameful. It is a sign that attachment is alive. What matters is how you respond. Compassion eases suffering for all, with boundaries. Self-version builds bravery over punishment. Compassion is not just kindness. It is a specific response to suffering, but includes a wish to help. When you offer compassion, your voice often softens, your body relaxes, and your attention becomes steady. Those cues can change how another person's nervous system behaves. A calm presence can make pain feel more manageable, partly because it reduces isolation. Surprisingly, compassion can also benefit the giver. Helping someone can activate reward and purpose, which can counter feelings of helplessness. Compassion does not mean you take on everyone's problems. It works best with clear boundaries, because burnout is not a form of love. There is also self-compassion, which many people resist. They fear it will make them weak. In reality, a supportive inner voice can make you braver. When you stop wasting energy on self-punishment, you have more strength for repair and action. Compassion can be a kind of medicine that travels both ways, from you to others, and back again. Laughter bonds fast, sinking bodies from infancy, softens tension, marks belonging, repairs quickly. Before babies can speak, they can already share a tiny social miracle. Laughter is one of the first signals that says, "I am safe with you, and I like what is happening." It often appears during peekaboo, tickles, and silly faces, which are all playful surprises without real threat. When adults hear it, they instinctively lean in, smile back, and mirror the rhythm. That mirroring builds trust fast, because bodies begin to synchronize. In groups, laughter can spread and soften tension, even when nobody explains what changed. It marks belonging, and it rewards cooperation. It can also repair. After an awkward moment, a small laugh can reopen connection without a long apology. Laughter is not only humor, it is a primitive social tool, tuned to bring nervous systems into a shared sense of safety and togetherness. Safe touch boosts trust chemicals, conveying support, buffers stress in trusted connections. A simple hug can do more than comfort. It can change the chemistry of connection. When touch is safe and welcome, the body often shifts toward bonding signals that support, trust, and closeness. Shoulders drop. Breathing slows. Muscles that were braced can let go. Touch also carries information. A hand on the back can say, "I am here." A squeeze can say, "You have support." This is one reason touch feels different from words. It arrives through the skin, and the skin is part of the nervous system. Context matters deeply. The same contact can feel soothing with a loved one and alarming with a stranger. Consent shapes the entire response. With trust, affectionate touch can buffer stress, help people recover after conflict, and strengthen bonds over time. In a lonely season, even small, safe contact can remind the body that connection is not just an idea. It is something you can feel. Scents unlock moods fast via memory paths. Use intentionally for desired states. A single scent can unlock a whole scene in an instant. You smell sunscreen, and suddenly you are back on a hot sidewalk near the beach. You catch a hint of a certain perfume, and a person appears in your mind with startling clarity. Smell travels through brain pathways that sit close to regions involved in emotion and memory, so it can trigger feelings before you can explain them. That is why scent-based memories often feel vivid and immediate. They do not arrive as a story first. They arrive as a mood that wraps around you. This can be comforting, but it can also be unsettling if a smell is tied to fear or grief. Even everyday smells can become powerful anchors, like detergent from childhood sheets or the spice of a family kitchen. You can use scent intentionally, selecting scents that promote the state you wish to live in, once you realize how quickly scent can move the heart. Songs reopen old emotions, healing through recognition. Choose wisely for inner exploration. Sometimes you do not realize a feeling is still stored in you until a song opened the door. A few notes can bring back a whole emotional landscape, encoding the posture you had then and the hopes you carried. Music binds rhythm, melody, and memory into one package, and the brain can retrieve that package with surprising force. You might feel a smile rise without deciding to smile. You might feel tears come from nowhere, and then you realize they came from somewhere very specific. This is not only nostalgia, it is the nervous system recognizing a pattern that once mattered. That recognition can be healing, because it shows you what you survived, what you loved, and what shaped you. It can also show development, because you are listening with a different life inside of you. A song that used to hurt you might now feel tender. When you choose music wisely, you are choosing which inner rooms to visit. Nostalgia mixes ache with uplift, anchoring continuity. Guide, present by naming memory's essence. Nostalgia is a strange comfort. In one sentence, it can both ache and soothe. You remember a place, a season, or a person, and you feel both the warmth of having had it and the sadness of it being gone. That mix can still be uplifting because it reminds you that your life contains meaning and connection. You have been moved, you have belonged, and you have loved, it says. In hard times, nostalgia can restore a sense of continuity. It can make you feel anchored to a longer story than the present moment. People often turn to photos, old shows, family recipes, and childhood games. For this reason, the past becomes a resource, not an escape. You can also be guided by nostalgia. If you miss something, you can ask what it represents. Was it freedom, friendship, or hope? When you name what the memory carries, you can look for that quality again, in a new form, in the life you are building now. Memory favors peaks and endings for efficiency. Design kind closings to shape positive summaries. After an experience ends, your memory does not store every minute with equal weight. It often grabs the emotional high points, along with how the experience finished, then uses those highlights to summarize the whole thing. That is why a trip with one breathtaking view can feel amazing in hindsight, even if much of it was ordinary waiting. It is also why a dinner can be remembered as terrible if it ended in an argument, even if most of it was pleasant. It's not your brain's intention to be unjust. It is trying to be efficient. Peaks and endings aid in determining whether a particular event is worthwhile to repeat. This has real consequences. It shapes what you crave, what you avoid, and what you recommend to friends. It also means you can design experiences with care. A well-considered conclusion can alter the narrative that is stored in your memory, because the brain uses it as a signature. A brief moment of happiness near the end can have a greater impact than you might think. High energy flips to panic or excitement by context. Reframe as prep to steer it usefully. Though it can also be a sign of preparedness, a racing heart can feel dangerous. The mind must decipher the meaning of the activation, since the body uses similar activation for numerous states. In a crowded room before a performance, you might notice shaky hands and fast breathing. Then your thoughts declare, "I am panicking." Yet that same body pattern can also be excitement, especially if the situation is meaningful and you feel capable. For this reason, reframing can be effective. It is not pretending. It is choosing the most accurate story for the context. Sometimes, instead of making judgments, people practice by naming feelings. My heart beats quickly. My stomach is fluttering. I can feel the charge in my legs. They then give it a meaning that serves their objectives, such as my body is getting ready to do something important. This ability can alter your approach to problems over time. The sensation in your chest remains intense, but it no longer turns into fear on its own. It becomes energy you can steer. No sleep amps feelings, weakens pause, reset volume with rest for clearer responses. The world can change drastically in a single short night. Small frustrations feel sharp, thoughts of sadness weigh more. Even happy moments can swing into giddy restlessness that is hard to steer. There is a straightforward explanation. Sleep helps the brain reset its emotional volume, and it supports the circuits that pause before reacting. Without enough rest, the mind has less space between impulse and action. You might snap, then wonder why that felt so urgent. You might read a neutral message as cold because your tired brain is hunting for threat. Sleep loss also weakens your ability to comfort yourself. So worries repeat like a song stuck on a chorus. The most surprising part is how convincing it feels in the moment. Tired emotions insist they are accurate. The next day, after real sleep, the same problems often shrink. It is not that life changed. The microphone inside your body did. Heartbreak, aches like injury loss, overlaps pain circuits. Time relearns safety through support. It can hurt physically when the bond breaks. The chest gets constricted, the throat aches, appetite shifts. Sleep becomes brittle. This is not just metaphor. The brain systems that respond to social loss overlap with systems that process bodily pain, so rejection and grief can land like an injury. That makes sense from an evolutionary perspective. Being pushed out of the group once threatened survival, so the brain treats disconnection as urgent. You may seek meaning, comfort, or repair as a result of this urgency. It can also make you feel ashamed for hurting so much. However, the pain is an indication that attachment is working. People are safe. Your nervous system has learned. When that safety is threatened, the alarm sounds. The brain is capable of relearning over time. The body relaxes with new routines, new stories, and new support. One day you notice the ache is quieter and you did not even see it happening. Exercise releases good chemicals, breaks worry loops, builds confidence to handle arousal steadily. Movement can change emotion from the inside out. When you exercise, your body releases substances that support pleasure, calm, and resilience. Blood flow rises. The muscles get warm. The breath gets deeper. Your brain also gets a break from rumination because attention is pulled into rhythm, balance, and effort. Even a quick stroll can produce a feeling of forward motion that the mind perceives as advancement. A lot of people find that the best part comes later. The world looks slightly brighter, and problems feel less sticky. You can develop confidence in your body through exercise. You learn, I can tolerate discomfort and keep going. That lesson carries into stress and anxiety because the sensations of exertion resemble emotional arousal, yet you practice staying steady. The key is that it does not have to be extreme. Stretching while music is playing, dancing in the kitchen, and climbing stairs are all acceptable. Your nervous system listens to what you do, not only what you think. Slow breaths signal safety to your system. Exhale longer to ease rate and soften muscles. When you slow your breath, you are speaking a language the nervous system understands. The body has built-in sensors that track carbon dioxide, oxygen, and pressure changes in the lungs. A calmer pattern sends a message that danger is not immediate. Even if your mind is still racing, that message can lessen the fight or flight reaction. This is why breathing is often easier than positive thinking during stress. You don't have to persuade yourself. You must change the evidence of the body. Try breathing out a little longer than you breathe in. Allow the exhale to be gentle and effortless. If your mind interrupts, that is fine. Return to the next breath, like turning a page. Over a minute or two, heart rate often eases and muscles soften. Then, the mind can think more clearly. Although it alters the situation, slow breathing does not always provide a solution. It lets you decide what to do next by lowering the inner siren. Meditation watches thoughts flow without chase, builds discomfort tolerance for less hijacks. Meditation is often imagined as emptying the mind, but it is closer to learning how to watch. You sit, you breathe, and you notice what arises. A thought shows up, an itch appears. The tone of a worry is familiar. Instead of chasing each one, you practice naming it and letting it move on. That simple practice can change your relationship with emotion. Feelings don't become commands, they become events. You start to feel the early warning signs, the heat, the tightening, the need to take action. You can then take a break. You can choose a response rather than being pulled along by the first impulse. Over time, meditation can increase tolerance for discomfort because you learn you can stay present without fixing everything immediately. This can be especially powerful for anxiety and anger, which often demand urgent action. The goal is not to become calm all the time. Being less hijacked is the aim. You gain a wider space inside, and emotions have room to travel through. Alcohol relaxes now, but rebounds with jitters later. Choose alternatives for clean relief. Alcohol can feel like a shortcut to relief. It slows reaction, dulls worry, and makes social risk feel easier. In the moment, the nervous system relaxes, and fear seems to loosen its grip. The catch is what happens later. As alcohol leaves the body, the brain can rebound toward alertness, and that can feel like unease or jittery dread. Even if you fall asleep more quickly, the quality of your sleep frequently deteriorates as well, and fatigue can exacerbate anxious thoughts the following day. This pattern can be confusing. You may believe the drink helped because you remember the calm. You either overlook the subsequent expense or attribute it to life itself. That is how a habit can quietly grow. You have options when you comprehend the cycle. If you choose to drink, you can notice timing and dose. You can schedule rest, food, and water for your recuperation, or you can choose other ways to soothe, so relief does not come with a hidden bill. Caffeine creates stress, feels, brain attaches, worries. Track to avoid false emergencies. Caffeine does not create fear, but it can create the body sensations that fear often rides on. Your heart beats faster, hands could shake, thoughts quicken. If you are already under pressure, that extra activation can tip into anxiety. Then the mind does what it always does. It seeks an explanation. It scans your life and finds a problem to attach to the feeling. Suddenly, you are worrying about something that was not even on your radar an hour ago. This is not a sign of weakness. It is interpretation. Your brain assumes body arousal means something needs attention. The result can be a false emergency. Coffee adds to stress in the afternoon, which is when many people notice this. One simple experiment is to track timing. If worry rises soon after caffeine, try reducing the dose or switching to earlier hours. Naming sensations without a narrative is another way to ground yourself. Fast heart, warm face, busy mind, then you wait and watch it fade. Often it does. Constant stress mutes joy circuits. Restore with basics to reopen sensitivity. When stress becomes constant, the brain can shift into survival mode. It prioritizes scanning for problems and conserving energy. In that state, pleasure can feel muted. Food tastes less vivid. Music lands softly. Achievements feel like they count. This is not because you are ungrateful. It is because reward circuits can become less responsive when the system is stretched for too long. Your brain is trying to avoid disappointment and conserve resources, so it stops lighting up easily. This flattening can be frightening because it makes life feel colorless. People sometimes chase bigger stimulation to feel something again, which can lead to burnout loops. A more effective path is often restoration, real breaks, safe connection, movement, sleep, predictable routines, tiny, enjoyable moments. Repeated often, over time, reward sensitivity can return, like a radio signal coming back after interference clears. The first sign is usually small: a laugh that feels real, a sunset that lands, a song that reaches you again. Those are not trivial. They are your nervous system reopening. Hormone shifts can cover feelings without changing your true values. Some days you wake up and the world feels sharper, louder, and more personal, and you cannot explain why. Hormones can be part of that mystery. They act like powerful messengers, adjusting sensitivity in stress systems, sleep, appetite, and social warmth. When levels shift, your emotional reactions can shift too. A comment that would normally bounce off might sting. A small worry might grow teeth. This does not mean your character changed overnight. It means the body changed the tint of the lens. Many people feel this around menstrual cycles, after childbirth, during perimenopause, and during times of illness or major stress. The most useful skill is separating values from weather. You can ask, what do I believe when I am steady? And what is my body amplifying today? That distinction can keep you from making permanent decisions based on temporary chemistry. It can also add compassion. You're not failing, you are adjusting to signals that are real. Puberty amps emotions via rewiring. Mismatch builds intensity. It's growth, not just drama. Puberty is not only a body growing taller, the nervous system is reorganizing itself. The reward, threat, and social meaning circuits in the brain are all impacted by new hormones. Feelings can appear out of nowhere with unexpected intensity. Embarrassment can feel like a spotlight. Attraction can feel like gravity. Anger can surge like a storm. Part of what makes this intense is timing. Some brain systems that chase reward and novelty become more active, while the systems that plan and inhibit impulses are still developing. That mismatch can make emotions feel huge and unpredictable. It also makes learning powerful. Teen years are a time when experiences, friendships, music, and identity can leave deep grooves. It's not just chaos, it is plasticity. The brain is building adult patterns, and it uses emotion as the highlighter pen. Understanding this can change how you view adolescence. It is not simply drama. It is a renovation happening while you live inside the house. Kids' big feelings outpace words. Adults co-regulate to teach emotions pass safely. A child can have a big feeling long before they can explain it. Despite having a small vocabulary, their nervous system is active. That gap can look like tantrums, clinging, or sudden shutdown. Inside, it can be a flood of sensation with no map. A toddler may feel fear as stomach tightness, and they may not know the word fear. They only know, I want this to stop. That is why co-regulation matters. When an adult stays calm, names what might be happening, and offers predictable comfort, the child borrows that nervous system. Over time, those borrowed moments become internal skills. The child learns, feelings rise and fall. They learn, I can survive frustration. They learn, someone understands me. Before classes start, this is emotional education. It serves as a reminder that communication is frequently reflected in behavior. A child may not be trying to be difficult. They may be trying to be understood with the only tools they have. Teens prize belonging. Rejection hurts deep. Offer tools for resilience as real support. The social environment becomes extremely significant during adolescence, and the brain reflects this. Belonging is rewarded strongly, and signals of rejection can hit like a physical blow. A left-out group chat, an eye roll, or a whisper in the hallway can feel like proof, but you do not matter. This sensitivity is not a flaw. It is an adaptation for gaining independence from family and learning social norms. You practice cooperation, identity, and status in a larger world if peers are important. The downside is how painful exclusion can be. Because social support used to be essential for survival, the brain views it as urgent. Due to their high levels of self-awareness and developing privacy skills, teenagers also have a tendency to feel emotions quickly and in public. Adults can react more wisely when they are aware of this. You can treat it as genuine suffering with genuine consequences, rather than brushing it off as drama, and then provide resources for perspective, boundaries, and healing. The emotion is strong, but it is manageable. Aging steadies emotions with sharper priorities, holds feelings without overwhelm. A time gift. Many people expect aging to only bring loss, yet emotional life can become steadier with time. As years pass, priorities often sharpen. You learn what drains you and what sustains you. You become less willing to spend energy on endless conflict and more willing to invest in relationships that feel real. This can lead to fewer emotional swings, not because you feel less, but because you choose differently. Experience also builds emotional pattern recognition. It doesn't feel like the end of the world because you have witnessed grief before. You can wait more patiently because you have witnessed happiness return after difficult times. Older adults often report valuing meaning over novelty and connection over status. This change can alter what makes people angry or envious because some comparisons become less potent. Aging does not erase sorrow. It may bring it. Yet it can also bring a quieter skill, the ability to hold feelings without being swallowed by them. In that sense, emotional balance can be one of the hidden gifts of time. Trauma ties alerts to triggers. Heal with new, safe links to soften responses. The nervous system can learn from trauma that danger never truly goes away. A certain smell, a certain song, or a certain street can become a key that unlocks the alarm response. The cue might be small, yet the body reacts as if the past is happening now. Heart rate increases. Brace your muscles. The mind may race or go blank. This is not imagination. It is knowledge stored in survival circuits designed to operate quickly. A location or sound can suddenly trigger you because trauma memory frequently attaches to sensory fragments rather than a tidy narrative. Understanding this can reduce shame. You're not intentionally overreacting. Your system is using an outdated map to try to protect you. Healing often involves building new associations, safe experiences, practiced grounding, and supportive relationships can teach the body that the cue is no longer a threat. The trigger may become softer over time. Though it no longer controls the present, the memory is still there. Steady bonds reteach safety through consistency. Small moments turn co-calm into self-calm. A calm relationship can do something remarkable. It can teach your body that safety is possible again. When someone responds consistently, listens without punishing, and repairs after conflict, your nervous system begins to update its expectations. That update is not only mental, it manifests in posture, heart rhythm, and breathing. You start to relax faster. You cease looking for potential threats. You start to express your emotions more readily. For this reason, big gestures do not foster trust. It is built by repeated, ordinary moments. A promise kept, a tone that stays respectful, an apology that actually changes behavior. Over time, these moments create a new baseline. You may observe that you sleep better or that you don't get angry as easily. This is co-regulation, becoming self-regulation. It does not mean relationships should carry all the weight of healing. It means humans are wired to heal in connection. Similar to how warmth spreads through hands, safety is also contagious and can spread between two people. Humor lightens threats, relaxing with new views, rewrites memories, builds resilience socially. Being funny is only one aspect of humor. It's a mental action. It takes a potentially dangerous situation and finds a fresh perspective that weakens it. Your body changes when you laugh. Breath shifts, muscles relax. These changes are interpreted by the nervous system as an indication of less danger. Humor can also change a memory. You are teaching your brain that an event has multiple meanings. If you can tell a story with a subtle twist that can be protective, especially after embarrassment or failure, it does not erase the lesson. It keeps the lesson from turning into an injury. Humor is also social. Shared laughter signals alliance. It says, "We are okay." That has the power to rebuild teamwork in a tense room. There is a kind of humor that is respectful and consoling, without making fun of suffering. When used effectively, it becomes a resilience tool. It creates a new ending. And your brain loves endings. It keeps them like closures, and closures enable you to move on. Calm presence eases stress chemicals, teaches self-soothe through shared steadiness. Imagine having to deal with a challenging exam, a job interview, or a terrifying doctor's appointment. Now imagine doing it while someone steady is beside you, not saving you, just calm, focused, and in the moment. That presence alters the body's reaction to stress for a lot of people. The heart can settle sooner. The mind can think more clearly. The feeling of threat shrinks because you are not alone with it. This is one reason children calm faster when a trusted adult stays nearby. It's also the reason why quiet time spent with friends can be therapeutic. Support does not need perfect words. It's usually making eye contact, listening patiently, and feeling like you won't be judged. Those signals are interpreted by the body as safe. Your nervous system can learn to self-soothe more readily with repeated support. You learn the shape of calm, then you carry it with you. Rejection hurts, like pain wired for connection. Kindness after eases the urgency. A chilly shoulder can hurt as much as a bruise. A breakup can leave you aching. That language isn't merely poetic. The brain systems that react to social loss and exclusion share similarities with those that react to physical pain. It makes sense from a survival perspective. For much of human history, being pushed out of the group could be dangerous. The brain treats disconnection as urgent, so it uses the same alarm infrastructure. That is why rejection can hijack attention and replay in your mind, even when you want to move on. It also explains why showing kindness after being rejected feels so potent. Since it shows that you still belong somewhere, a single encouraging message can lessen the feeling of danger. Understanding this changes the story you tell yourself. If rejection hurts, it does not mean you're weak. It means you are built for connection, and your brain is doing its job. Cultures set emotion rules from childhood. Understanding reduces clashes in diverse ties. Emotions are universal, yet the rules around them are not. In some cultures, open excitement is welcomed, and loud grief is expected. In others, restraint is a sign of respect, and strong emotion is kept private. These rules shape what people practice from childhood. If your community rewards calm, you may get skilled at masking anger. If your community rewards boldness, you may get skilled at expressing pride. Culture also shapes what people feel allowed to want. Without anyone recognizing it as culture, that has the power to alter the emotional lives of the entire society. When people migrate, these emotional rules can collide. A parent may read a quiet child as distant, while the child believes they are being polite. None of this means feelings are fake. It means expression is learned. Understanding cultural emotion rules can reduce misunderstanding and increase compassion, especially in families and friendships with different backgrounds. Other languages name feelings English circles. Expands empathy, sharpens inner guides. Sometimes you feel something in your body, but English forces you to give a detailed explanation. Other languages often carry single words for emotional experiences that English only circles around. It can be like discovering a new color when you learn one of those words. Suddenly, an experience you have always had becomes easier to notice and share. This is significant, since naming facilitates tracking. If you can name a feeling, you can find patterns in when it appears and what it needs. A new word can also validate an experience. It tells you other humans have felt this too, often enough to name it. That may lessen feelings of loneliness. It can also expand empathy. You may hear a friend describe a feeling in their language and realize your own emotional map has gaps. Acquiring emotive vocabulary is not about sounding intelligent. It is about becoming more precise in your inner life, so your feelings become clearer guides rather than confusing fog. Faces signal universally, but context twists. Pair with situation for accurate reads. The fact that a frown, a smile, and a terrified expression can be identified in a variety of settings indicates that people use facial expressions that are similar. However, faces don't speak for themselves. Context can change the meaning completely. Tears can signal grief, joy, relief, or even frustration. A wide-eyed expression can convey surprise, fear, or light-hearted exaggeration. Culture also guides when expressions are shown. Some people learn to keep their faces neutral in public. Others learn to display warmth openly as a social bridge. For this reason, facial recognition is both dangerous and powerful. We are good at detecting emotion quickly, but we can be wrong about the story behind it. When someone is focused, they might appear irate. They may look bored when they are anxious. The most reliable way to understand a face is to pair it with the situation, the voice, and the relationship. Although they are not complete sentences, faces are genuine signals. Tone carries feeling beyond words. Notice body reactions for true understanding. You can say fine in a way that means 10 different things. The words stay the same, yet the meaning changes through pitch, rhythm, volume, and timing. Voice tone is one of the fastest emotional signals humans exchange. It can soothe a crying child before any explanation. It can escalate an argument before anyone says anything harsh. Additionally, tone can pass through walls and phones, making it an effective tool for remote communication. For this reason, even when discussing a difficult subject, some conversations feel safe. The tone says, "I am with you." It is also why sarcasm can cut so deeply. The words might be polite, but the tone carries contempt. Many misunderstandings happen when tone is misread, especially across cultures or between people with different communication styles. A useful practice is to notice not only what someone said, but how your body reacted to how they said it. Tone is emotional weather, and you feel it before you analyze it. Eye contact, amps, connection, or risk. In trust, repairs like seeing the human side. Eye contact is a tiny bridge that can feel electric. When two people meet eyes, attention locks, and the social world becomes immediate. That can be wonderful. It can deepen intimacy, make laughter feel shared, and turn a simple compliment into something that lands. It can also raise the sense of risk. If you fear judgment, eye contact can feel like being evaluated. Because the stakes seem higher, your heart might race. This is why some people avoid eye contact when they are anxious or ashamed. The nervous system is protecting them from too much intensity. Once more, context is important. In some cultures, direct eye contact is respect. In others, it can be read as challenge. In close relationships, steady eye contact can become a tool for repair. Gazing at one another during a fight can serve as a reminder to both bodies that this is a human being, not an adversary. It's one of the most basic ways people express "I see you." Texts lose tone, breeding mix-ups. Pause for generous reads or switch to voice. A text can look cold when it was meant to be quick. When the sender was merely busy, a brief response may come across as rejection. Voice tone, facial expressions, and timing cues that aid in the interpretation of emotion are eliminated from digital messages. The gaps are filled in by your mind, which typically uses your mood at the time. If you are anxious, you may read threat. If you are lonely, you may read distance. This is why misunderstandings can grow so fast online. The brain dislikes ambiguity, so it invents a story to close the gap. Although punctuation and emojis are helpful, they cannot fully replace a human voice. One of the best fixes is simple. Take a moment before responding when a message feels loaded. Consider a more generous interpretation, or switch to a voice note or call. Constant clarity is not the aim. It is remembering that silence on a screen is not the same as silence in a room. Dreams rehearse emotions safely. Social stress shows as vulnerability themes. At night, your brain can run emotional simulations with the volume turned up. In your dreams, you may be being pursued, humiliated, or looking for someone you can't locate. These scenes are rarely literal predictions. They resemble rehearsals constructed from fragments of memory and contemporary issues. During dreaming sleep, the brain is busy sorting experiences, strengthening some connections and loosening others. The focus that informs the brain of what is important is provided by emotions. That is why social stress so often shows up as exams, lost phones, or arriving unprepared. The theme is not the event. The theme is vulnerability. Dreams can also let you practice coping without real-world consequences. You can run, hide, speak up, or ask for help. Then wake up with your nervous system having processed the feelings in a strange, safe theater. Even when a dream is unsettling, it can be part of the brain's way of integrating the day. Nightmares soften with rewritten endings. Practice awake for new night paths. Your heart may race while you wait in a nightmare, feeling as though danger has followed you into the bedroom. Because fear is meant to be memorable, the pictures may feel sticky, yet nightmares are not always permanent. They can soften when the brain starts linking the old fear to new endings. One powerful approach is to rewrite the nightmare while awake. You keep the beginning, then you change the middle or the ending into something safe, even something absurd. You rehearse the new version during the day, so the brain has a fresh pathway to use at night. Over time, the nervous system can learn that the trigger image does not always lead to threat. This is not pretending the trauma never happened. It teaches the brain that things are different now. Nightmares also respond to basics, like regular sleep, reduced stress, and a calming pre-bed routine. When the body feels safer, the dreaming mind often does too. Empathy imagines others' views creatively. Curiosity refines for natural help. It is not mind-reading to be empathetic. It is a creative act where your brain builds a best guess of what another person might be experiencing. You observe their choices, listen to their tone, and watch their face before simulating how that circumstance would feel on the inside. That simulation is shaped by your own history, which is why empathy can be accurate and inaccurate at the same time. You may sense someone is hurting, yet misunderstand why. Curiosity is often a part of true empathy. Am I right about what you feel? It asks. It listens for correction. Empathy can also be selective. You might find it easy with people who resemble you, and harder with people whose lives are unfamiliar. The skill is expanding the imagination without flattening differences. Stories, travel, and honest conversation can strengthen it. When empathy is strong, it changes behavior. The inner world of another person becomes real to you, making help seem natural and making cruelty more difficult. Mirror neurons echo actions subtly, aids coordination in crowded worlds. When you watch someone reach for a cup, your brain does not stay completely idle. While you watch, some of the same systems that are used to perform an action may come into play. When people discuss mirror neurons, they are partially referring to this. It is not telepathy, and it does not explain every social skill, but it does hint at a powerful idea. What your brain sees can be echoed internally. That echo aids in action, prediction, observational learning, and intention comprehension. It also helps explain why yawns spread and why you might flinch when someone else gets hurt. Observation can recruit your own body's patterns. This system works alongside attention, memory, and culture, so it is not a single switch called empathy. Still, it is a fascinating foundation. It implies that human comprehension is partially embodied. Not only do you consider other people, but you also subtly mimic them. In a crowded world, that shared circuitry helps us coordinate, cooperate, and connect. Stories let you try emotions risk-free, shifts empathy through new views. A story is a practice area with no real-world repercussions. You can feel fear in a haunted house, grief in a tragedy, or triumph in an adventure, all while sitting safely on a couch. The brain treats narrative as meaningful because it tracks goals, obstacles, and outcomes. You adopt a character's viewpoint and experiment with their emotions as you follow them. Without having to bear the full cost yourself, you discover what it's like to be betrayed, how much courage costs, and how much forgiveness may be needed. Additionally, stories have endings, and endings are important. They can give you closure that your real life hasn't yet given you. Your interpretation of your own experiences may alter as a result. A person struggling with shame might find a character who survives it, then feel a new kind of possibility. Stories can even shift empathy. Your mind becomes less certain that your own perspective is the only one when you spend time in another viewpoint. That is emotional education through imagination, and it can quietly reshape how you live. Art makes sadness safe and meaningful, invites release with quiet companionship. It seems strange that people seek out sad songs, aching paintings, and films that make them cry. However, artistic sadness can feel more secure than actual sadness. You are choosing it, and that choice gives you control. Knowing that you are not stuck, you can stop, take a step back, or allow it to pass through you. Art also gives meaning to sadness. A melody can turn grief into beauty, and beauty can make pain feel more bearable. It's common to feel understood, as though the artwork is telling you that you're not the only one who feels this way. That can be deeply comforting. In art, sadness can also be purifying. It invites tears without demanding explanations, and it can release tension you did not know you were holding. While not all sadness is calming, art-shaped sadness frequently carries a quiet companionship. It provides a space for your feelings to settle and a form that seems relatable. Rituals create order against uncertainty. Mark transitions for calm foundations. Uncertainty feeds anxiety, and ritual is a means of establishing order. A ritual can be as small as making tea the same way each evening, or as large as a community ceremony with music and repeated words. The pattern is what counts. When the brain is able to anticipate future events, it relaxes. In addition to reducing scanning, predictability provides the nervous system with a stable foundation. Rituals also mark transitions. The body is informed that work is coming to an end. Grief is being respected. A new chapter is beginning. The mind may feel disoriented in the absence of those markers. Many people create personal rituals without naming them as such. Before an exam, a lucky pen, a specific song prior to working out, a bedtime routine that signals safety. Even values can be found in rituals. Lighting a candle for someone you miss says, "Love continues." Folding laundry with care says, "My home matters." Ritual is a peaceful framework that you can repeatedly return to in a noisy world. Group singing syncs breaths for unity, turns emotion into shared resonance. When people sing together, they often start breathing in similar patterns, because phrases demand shared timing. That shared timing can make a group feel like one organism for a moment. You feel it in choirs, in stadium chants, and in birthday songs that somehow work despite chaos. Singing also blends voices into a single sound, which can reduce the feeling of being alone. For many people, it is easier to be brave inside a group voice than in a solo voice. That is why singing shows up in protest, worship, and celebration. It turns emotion into something audible, structured, and shared. There is also a physical pleasure in resonance, in feeling vibration in the chest and face. It is like the body becomes an instrument. Even people who claim they cannot sing often feel uplifted when they do it with others, because the point is not perfection. The point is connection. Singing says we are here together, and our timing can match. Dance shifts mood with rhythm and motion, counters helplessness, interrupts worry. Dance can change emotion without requiring a single word. Rhythm gives your brain a structure to lock onto, like rails for attention. Movement gives your body a way to discharge tension, stretch, shake, or soften. When you dance, you are practicing agency. You choose how to move, and that choice can counter feelings of helplessness. Dance can also shift identity. A shy person can become bold for 3 minutes in a kitchen, then carry a bit of that boldness into the day. Different styles do different jobs. Slow swaying can calm. Sharp steps can energize. Group dancing adds another layer because you coordinate with others and feel belonging in the beat. Dance is also playful problem solving because your brain is constantly adjusting balance and timing. That engagement can interrupt rumination, which often fuels anxiety and low mood. You do not need a stage. A small space and a favorite song can be enough to change your nervous system's direction. Team play shares joys and losses for bonds, teaches pressure, handling, and trust. When you play on a team, your feelings stop being only your own. A win brings collective joy that feels larger than a private success. A loss brings shared disappointment that can bond people through mutual meaning. This happens because a team gives the brain a clear we. Your efforts contribute to a group outcome, and the group outcome reflects back on you. That feedback can make identity feel sturdy, especially for young people searching for belonging. Team sports also create emotional lessons at high speed. You practice handling pressure, mistakes, and recovery while others are watching. You learn to regulate anger so you can keep playing. You learn to stay focused after a bad call. You also learn trust because you rely on someone else to cover a space you cannot cover alone. Fans experience a version of this too. Chanting, cheering, and wearing colors can turn strangers into allies for an evening. Shared emotion becomes social glue, and identity forms around it. Animals show arousal or calm patterns, guides choices like human emotions. Watch a cat crouch low with wide eyes, or a horse relax into a slow blink, and you can sense a shift in state. Animals may not explain their feelings, yet their bodies broadcast patterns of arousal, comfort, caution, and curiosity. These patterns are built from nervous systems that must solve the same basic problems as ours. Stay safe, find food, stay connected, recover when tired. Scientists often describe animal emotion as states because they show up in behavior, physiology, and learning. An animal in a fearful state avoids risk and startles easily. An animal in a relaxed state explores and eats with fewer interruptions. You can see these states change with context. A familiar caregiver enters, and the body loosens. A sudden noise appears, and the whole system tightens. Even without words, the emotional machinery still guides choices, and those choices shape life. Dogs pick up your emotions through scent, the way you hold yourself, and the tone of your voice. They sense when you're hurting, often before you even say a word. Dogs track microchanges in your body, like how quickly you move, how your shoulders sit, and how your voice lands on certain tones. They also live in a world of scent that humans barely notice. Dogs' incredible noses can detect changes in sweat chemistry caused by stress. That means your emotion can be present to a dog before you admit it to yourself. Many dogs respond by staying close, pawing gently, or resting their head on you. and those behaviors can look like comfort. Dogs also learn your patterns through repetition. They notice what you do before you leave, and they notice how you look when you are playful. Your dog eventually learns to read your routines. This sensitivity is part of why dogs fit so well into human life. They are tuned to us, and we often feel seen in return. Rats help trapped peers, showing social drive, roots caregiving deeper than thought. In laboratory experiments, rats have been observed working to release another rat from a restrainer. Even if it requires time and effort, they repeat the behavior after learning the mechanism. This does not prove rats feel empathy exactly like humans do, yet it does show something important. Social motivation can be strong enough to drive helping behavior in a small, mellow. Researchers have also noted that rats may share food in certain setups, which suggests that social reward and concern can compete with self-interest. These findings challenge the old idea that complex social feelings require a large primate brain. They also invite careful humility. If a rat can act to reduce another rat's distress, then the roots of caregiving may be deeper and older than we assume. Kindness is reframed as a biological tactic that is found in more contexts than just human culture. Elephants attend dead, suggesting loss awareness, changes behavior, like mourning. Elephants have been reported to show unusual attention to dead companions. They might spend a lot of time standing close by, touch bones with their trunks, or come back to a location at a later time. Observers have described quiet, slowed behavior in these moments, and groups may gather in ways that look different from ordinary travel. It is hard to measure grief directly in any species, yet these patterns suggest that loss matters to them. Elephants have long lives, strong social bonds, and excellent memory, which creates the conditions where absence can carry weight. When a familiar member is gone, the group structure changes. Leadership, companionship, and protection all change. That social disruption can be felt in behavior, whether we call it grief or something adjacent. The evidence points to a deep social awareness. An elephant's world is more than just grass and water. It is family history, and when that history breaks, their behavior changes in a way that looks like mourning. Birds play when safe, boosting creativity, shows joy beyond necessity. Play is not limited to puppies and kittens. Playful behaviors, such as sliding on snow, tossing objects, and repeating actions that don't seem to be immediately necessary for survival, are common among birds. Play frequently manifests when basic needs are satisfied, suggesting that it serves as a safety signal. The environment doesn't require complete attention when an animal can afford to play. Play also trains the brain. It enhances creativity, flexibility, and motor skills. A young corvid might manipulate sticks and lids, learning how objects behave. That learning can later support problem solving around food and tools. The emotional side matters too. Play is often self-satisfying, which promotes discovery. It pulls animals toward novelty, and novelty is where learning lives. The notion that animals only act out of dire necessity is called into question when you observe a bird appear to improvise for amusement. Occasionally, they behave in a way that appears to be quite joyful. Octopuses probe objects curiously. Balance is risk for intelligent discovery. An octopus can treat a new object like a mystery worth solving. It reaches with arms that can move independently, tasting and feeling at once, turning a simple item into a full-body investigation. This is striking because an octopus has a very different kind of nervous system from ours. Because its arms distribute a large portion of its neural control, exploration is not solely planned in the central brain. Curiosity can unfold through touch itself. In studies and aquariums, octopuses have been seen opening jars, manipulating latches, and returning to puzzles they did not solve the first time. More than reflex is suggested by that persistence. It implies a desire to learn. Curiosity also has a cost. An animal may be put in danger while exploring. An octopus is weighing information against risk when it decides to explore anyhow. That balance is the heartbeat of intelligence. It shows that a mind can be curious in a form that looks alien, yet feels familiar. Primates groom to repair after fights, invests in relationships over punishment. A conflict can break a social group, so many primates have ways to stitch it back together. After a fight, you may see former opponents approach carefully, then begin grooming. Grooming is not only hygiene, it is a social act that communicates tolerance, closeness, and a willingness to reset. The timing is meaningful. Reconciliation often happens soon after aggression, when tension is still present, and the risk of renewed conflict is real. That is when repair matters most. Grooming can signal to onlookers that the conflict has ended, reduce stress, and restore predictability. In some species, higher status individuals may broker peace, and in others, close partners repair faster. Relationships may be viewed as resources, according to these patterns. Instead of punishing a valuable partner indefinitely, the group invests in repair. This is a behavioral expression of an emotional concept. It demonstrates that social life is more than just rivalry. Forgiveness, compromise, and the silent process of restoring trust are all part of it. Fear teaches avoidance fast across animals, explains human stubborn caution. Fear is one of the oldest teachers in nature. Many animals can learn to avoid a threat after a single frightening encounter. A loud sound, paired with danger, can create lasting caution. A place that is associated with a predator may be avoided, because it saves lives. This type of learning happens quickly. You do not get many chances to learn slowly around teeth and claws. The core mechanism is simple. Notice a cue, experience harm or near harm, keep the association, then react faster next time. The fact that this pattern can be found in a wide variety of animals, including birds and mammals, is fascinating. It suggests that emotional learning is not a luxury feature of complex brains. It is a survival feature shaped over deep time. This also helps explain why fear can feel stubborn in humans. There is an ingrained bias in our brains to recall danger. The learning apparatus is still set up for quick caution, even though the modern world is safer in many respects. Knowing that can help fear feel more like heritage and less like failure. Companionship calms animals physiologically, shows connections' biological roots. In many species, companionship changes the body. Strong social bonds help animals recover more quickly from challenges and exhibit reduced stress reactions. A bonded partner can act like a living safety signal. Vigilance may decrease when a trusted companion is nearby. Feeding can be calmer. Rest can deepen. Primates that huddle, wolves that coordinate, and many herd animals that unwind when the group is together are examples of this. Social living has costs like competition and conflict, yet it also has benefits that reach into physiology. Everyone shares protection. Information is shared. Warmth is shared. Those practical gains translate into calmer internal states. The emotional implication is powerful. Stress is not just about your circumstances. It's also about whether you're dealing with it alone. Researchers' observations of stress buffering in animals imply that the calming impact of connection is biological rather than merely cultural. Your body was built expecting other bodies nearby, and many animals show the same expectation. Playfights teach force limits joyfully, builds confidence without real aggression. Young animals are exercising the laws of force when they wrestle, chase, and nip, in addition to expending energy. Self-handicapping, in which the stronger animal holds back so the game can continue, is a common practice in playfighting. That self-control is a lesson in emotional regulation. If you go too hard, the partner stops playing. The reward disappears. Over time, animals learn to read signals that say, "That was too much." They learn to pause, adjust, and rejoin. This is chaos, masquerading as social training. It also builds confidence. A young animal learns what it can handle, and it learns that high arousal does not have to become real aggression. The body gets used to excitement while staying within boundaries. In social species, that skill matters for adult life. My conflicts must be managed without destroying relationships. Play fighting is a classroom where the cost of a mistake is a pause in the game, not exile from the group. It teaches self-control through joy at a young age. Memory compresses to peaks and ends. Design kind closings for better recalls. Imagine a long day that went well for the most part, but ended with a critical remark. Later you might remember the whole day as heavy. Or imagine a difficult trip that finished with an unexpected kindness. The memory might shine brighter than it ought to. The brain does not store your emotional life like a full recording. It compresses. It makes a summary, and the ending has special weight in that summary. The mind uses endings to determine the meaning of an experience because they feel like conclusions. This can shape your future choices. Even if a place is generally peaceful, you might avoid it because your last visit ended poorly. You may seek a habit because it ends with relief, even if it costs you earlier. Knowing this gives you leverage. If you can design a kinder ending, like a small moment of calm or connection, you can change the memory your brain keeps. Memories reconstruct with current lens. Retell compassionately to change grip. Memory is not a vault. It is more like a performance. Every time you remember something, you reconstruct it from fragments. And those fragments combine with your present beliefs and feelings. That is why an old joke can feel sweet one year and painful another. The facts of the event may be similar, yet the emotional color changes. Both the things you ignore and the things you concentrate on can be strengthened by recall. If you keep retelling a moment as humiliation, the shame pathway gets practice. The meaning changes, and your body may become softer if you retell it as survival. This isn't self-deception. It is recognizing that memory is partly interpretation. Therapy and journaling often work by helping people retell with more accuracy and more compassion. A memory can stay true while its emotional grip changes. That is the hidden hope in recall. The past does not change, but your relationship to it can. Mixed emotions show multiple cares. Accept to honor gains and losses. You can feel proud and scared at the same time. You may experience both sadness and relief simultaneously. That is not confusion. It is the brain doing multiple jobs at once. Your mind keeps track of various objectives, including achievement, love, safety, and belonging. Feelings can mix when a situation affects multiple goals. A new job can bring excitement for growth and grief for what you are leaving. A child leaving home can bring joy for their independence and loneliness for the quiet house. Mixed feelings can be uncomfortable because the mind wants a single, clear direction. However, life frequently demands both and. When you accept mixed emotions, you stop fighting yourself. You can honor what you gain without denying what you lose. You don't have to pretend to be happy in order to go forward. Mixed feelings are a sign that you are about more than one thing. That is not a problem. It is depth. Calm alertness comes with clear purpose, directs energy without defense waste. Many people assume calm means sleepy or passive. There is another calm that feels bright. You are steady, yet awake. Your senses are open, not scanning for danger. This state often appears when you know what you are doing and why you are doing it. A surgeon in the operating room, a climber placing one careful hand, a parent soothing a child at night. The task is serious, yet the mind is focused rather than frantic. Purpose organizes attention, which reduces wasted mental noise. Low threat allows the body to stay regulated, so energy can be directed into skill instead of defense. You can build this state in small ways. Clear one priority, remove one distraction, take one slow breath before you start, then begin. When your actions line up with meaning, the nervous system often follows. Calm alertness is not luck. It is alignment. It is similar to being totally present without feeling rushed. Kindness rewards your brain, lifting mood, pulls from worries, leaves no regret. A small act of kindness can create an unexpected lift, like warmth rising behind the ribs. This happens partly because helping is rewarding to the brain. Reward systems can come into play when you give, particularly when it feels genuine and intentional. You feel useful, you feel connected, you feel like your actions matter. Kindness can also pull you out of rumination. When you focus on another person's needs, your attention leaves the loop of your own worries for a while. That shift can be a relief. Kindness does not require grand gestures. It can be a supportive text, a held door, or a patient moment with someone who is struggling. It works best when it is not self-erasing. Resentful giving is not nourishment. Freely chosen giving can be. Over time, regular kindness becomes a mood strategy that also improves the world around you. It is one of the few ways to help yourself while helping someone else, and it leaves less regret behind. Self-compassion creates learning space, builds resilience over inner attacks. Many people fear self-compassion because they think it will make them lazy. In reality, harsh self-talk often increases shame, and shame rarely produces lasting change. When you treat yourself with compassion, you are not excusing harm. You are creating a safer inner climate for learning. Shame says, hide. Compassion says, look closely, then try again. That shift matters because growth requires honesty, and honesty is easier when you are not being attacked from inside. Self-compassion also helps you recover after mistakes. Instead of spiraling, you can make amends, adjust your plan, and keep moving. It is the difference between punishment and responsibility. Compassion can include firmness. It might say, I'll do better. That wasn't acceptable. It can also mean that even as I get better, I deserve to be cared for. Over time, this approach builds resilience. You become someone who can face your own flaws without collapsing. That is real strength, and it is quiet strength. It steadies you. Forgiveness reclaims attention with boundaries. Layers over time, honors grief. Many times, forgiveness is misinterpreted as forgetting or acting as if nothing had happened. Real forgiveness is something else. It involves setting boundaries and letting go of the ongoing mental hold of resentment when things are safe enough. Sometimes, forgiveness is offered after apology and repair. Sometimes it is offered without contact, simply to stop feeding the injury with constant replay. The key is that forgiveness should not require you to stay in harm's way. First and foremost is safety. Boundaries are not the opposite of forgiveness. It is frequently made possible by them. When you forgive in a healthy way, your attention comes back to your life. You no longer look to the past for evidence. You stop rehearsing arguments that will never happen. That freed attention can become energy for goals, relationships, and rest. Forgiveness can also take time. It may arrive in layers, and it may change as you grow. You can forgive and still grieve. You can forgive and still choose distance. In that way, forgiveness becomes a form of reclaiming, not a surrender. Curiosity widens fear's narrow view, turns danger into explorable puzzles. Fear narrows your world. It highlights potential problems and then exhorts you to freeze, run away, or fight. Curiosity widens the world again. It asks one small question, and that question can loosen the grip of alarm. Instead of, what if this hurts? The mind tries, what is this really? That shift changes the body. Your eyes search instead of stare. Your breath steadies because you are gathering information, not bracing for impact. You can see this in everyday moments. A child approaches a strange insect with caution, then leans closer to learn its shape. Adults do it too when they face a hard conversation. If they stay curious about the other person's experience, they often stay calmer and more flexible. Risk is not eliminated by curiosity. It gives you options. It transforms danger into a riddle, and riddles require expertise. When curiosity shows up, learning is possible again. Anger guards soft hurts from risk. Listen underneath for clearer direction. Anger is loud and forward. It points outward, and it can feel safer than saying, "That mattered to me." There is frequently a softer, more difficult to express feeling underneath. Hurt, disappointment, fear of being written off. When you reveal those feelings, you risk rejection, so the nervous system reaches for armor instead. The armor speaks in blame, sharp tone, and certainty. It tries to restore power quickly. Yet anger alone rarely tells the full story. If you listen for what is underneath, the landscape becomes clearer. You might realize you are angry because you felt ignored. You may recognize that your anger stems from embarrassing yourself in front of other people. That insight can change what you do next. Instead of attacking, you can name the impact. You can ask for repair. You don't have to be humiliated to set boundaries. Anger has useful energy, but the direction improves when you find the hurt it is guarding. Anxiety braces for tomorrow. Sadness honors yesterday. Match care to direction. Anxiety lives ahead of you. It imagines what could happen, then prepares the body as if it is already arriving. Your mind runs scenarios, and your muscles brace for a future that might never come. Sadness often leans the other way. It looks at what has already been lost, what changed, and what cannot be returned. It causes the body to slow down and draws focus inward towards significance. These directions can feel very different in your chest. Anxiety is restless and sharp. Sadness is silent and heavy. Knowing the difference can help you choose the right care. Anxiety often responds to grounding, planning, and reassurance through action. Sadness often responds to connection, rest, and permission to grieve. You do not need to judge either one. Each has a job. Anxiety tries to protect the future. Sadness tries to honor the past. You can stop using the incorrect tools once you know which direction you are facing. Laziness is not contentment. It is a signal of enough. Contentment signals enough without chase, protects, drive, keeps pleasures sharp. It does not shout, it settles. It is the sensation of having what you need at the moment and not having to pursue it. A nervous system can use that information to make sense. It says the environment is safe enough to rest, digest, and restore. It also supports wise decisions. You are better able to make moral decisions and are less motivated by desperation when you are happy. This does not mean ambition disappears. It means ambition stops being fueled by emptiness. A satisfying meal, a finished project, or a calm evening with nothing to fix can all lead to contentment. Many people resist it because they fear losing momentum, yet contentment can actually protect momentum. It prevents burnout, and it keeps reward circuits sensitive to real pleasures. If you never allow enough, the mind stays hungry and nothing satisfies. Contentment is not giving up. It is arriving briefly, then moving on with a steadier heart. Quiet love thrives on consistency, frees space for growth in steady safety. While some love is bright and dramatic, long-lasting love frequently sounds like everyday life. It is the message answered. It is the fulfillment of the promise. It is the constant presence that endures, even in chaotic situations. Reliability builds safety, and safety allows the nervous system to soften. Your brain stops looking for abrupt abandonment when you have faith in someone's consistency. That frees attention for play, intimacy, and growth. Quiet love also shows up in tiny habits. Making coffee the way they like it, remembering an important date without being asked, listening without turning it into a competition. Despite not going viral, these moments have a lot of power because they keep happening. They eventually turn into proof. Although they can be exciting, fireworks can also be unpredictable. Reliability is a different kind of romance. It says, "You can rest with me. I'll still be here tomorrow." it says. For many people, that is the deepest relief of all. Trust forecasts warmth from patterns, rebuilds slowly through proven moments. Trust can feel like warmth and ease, but underneath it is a mental forecast. Your brain is estimating what someone will do next. Will they keep your secret? Will they show up when it matters? Will they respond with care when you are honest? Patterns are used to construct that estimate. Every act of consistency builds trust, while every betrayal erodes it. Trust is also context-specific. You might trust someone with your feelings, but not with your money. You might trust a friend to be kind, but not to arrive on time. The body participates too. Your posture opens, and your voice becomes steady when you are in a state of high trust. When trust is low, your system prepares for harm, even if you smile. This is why rebuilding trust is slow. The brain does not update from speeches. It updates from repeated evidence. When trust is restored, it frequently reappears in a different form. It is wiser, more bounded, and more deliberate. In that way, trust is both emotion and expectation, ridden into the nervous system. Meaning reframes pain as purposeful, holds suffering without full shatter. Pain poses a harsh query. Why am I going through this? Meaning offers an answer that helps you keep going. It does not erase suffering. It changes what the suffering points toward. A difficult training run can hurt, but it hurts for a goal. Caring for a sick loved one can exhaust you, but it is connected to love. Building a new life after loss can be lonely, but it carries purpose. When pain has meaning, the brain can tolerate it differently. It becomes part of a story rather than a senseless attack. Meaning can come from values, faith, community, or a promise you made to yourself. It can also come from growth, the sense that hardship is shaping you into someone stronger or kinder. This is not about forcing positivity. Some suffering is unfair, and it deserves anger and grief. Meaning is not denial. It is a way of holding pain without being shattered by it. It can be as simple as, I am still here, and I am choosing what matters. Values measure events into feelings. Question touches for protective clarity. A loss is not only an event, it is an event measured against what you care about. If you value fairness, betrayal will burn. If you value belonging, exclusion will sting. If you value competence, mistakes may feel like danger. Values measure events, and emotions are derived from those measurements, which function as invisible rulers. This explains why two individuals may respond to the same result in different ways. One person shrugs at criticism because reputation is not central to them. The fact that respect is a fundamental value crushes another person. Values also shape joy. If you value learning, a new skill can feel like treasure. If you value family, a simple dinner together can feel deeply satisfying. Understanding your values can make your emotional life more intelligible. Instead of asking, why am I so sensitive? You can ask, what value is being touched? That question can guide action. You can protect what matters without being confused by the intensity. Your feelings are often your values, speaking in the language of the body. Emotional smarts grow with practice. Awareness and intent rewire pathways. Emotional intelligence is not a fixed trait that you either have or lack. It is a collection of abilities, and abilities can develop. You can learn to recognize early bodily cues, such as a clenched jaw, racing thoughts, or a hollow fatigue. You can learn to name what you feel with more precision, which makes responses more accurate. You can learn to pause before reacting, even if the pause is only one breath. You can develop the ability to hear what someone else is needing beneath what they are saying. None of this requires becoming calm all the time. The first step is awareness, followed by intentionality. The brain supports this learning through plasticity, which is the ability to rewire with practice. You fortify that pathway each time you select a better answer. The better response gets easier with time. Feedback is another way that emotional intelligence develops. Honest conversations, therapy, coaching, and reflective journaling can all speed the learning. It is not about being perfect. It is about being more skillful, more often. Feelings signal matters. Listen without orders. Integrate for life-changing wisdom. A feeling is a signal about something that matters. Fear can signal danger or uncertainty. A boundary may be indicated by anger. Sadness may be a sign of loss. Joy can signal alignment and connection. The problem is that signals can be noisy. Exhaustion, stress, or recollections of the past can intensify a feeling. Effective listening involves viewing emotion as information rather than an order. You pause and ask, what is this pointing to, and what else is true? You check the evidence in the world, and you check the evidence in your body. Next, you make a decision. Being wise means not disregarding emotions. It involves incorporating them with long-term objectives, context, and values. That integration can change your whole life. You begin to use the waves for navigation instead of being pulled by each one. You can move forward and honor fear at the same time. You can honor anger while choosing respect. You can honor grief while still building a future. When you listen well, feelings become guides instead of storms. As we come to the end of our journey through feelings, notice what we have really been exploring. Not something vague or distant, but a living system that moves through your body and your mind, all day and all night. We explored how emotions start as bodily cues and develop into identifiable narratives. We traced how connection can soften stress, how language can sharpen self-understanding, and how attention can change what a moment becomes inside you. We touched the strange truth that memory is not a museum, it's a river, and the water changes shape with every return. Emotions can reverberate through music, travel through crowds, and reappear in dreams. They can show up in animals, in childhood, in change, and in healing. They can protect you, push you, and sometimes mislead you when the body is tired or the world feels uncertain. The theme is the same again and again. Information is what emotions are. When you listen with care, they can become wisdom. This space exists to support calm, understanding, curiosity, and rest. If you like this drowsy scientific adventure, this space exists to support calm understanding, curiosity, and rest. And if you are still awake, another quiet exploration may already be waiting for you. Like turning a page in a book, you don't have to finish tonight. You can let it play and stray into a different subject. For now, allow the body to settle naturally, without instruction or effort. Feel the weight of the day sliding off, one small piece at a time. Give yourself permission to breathe steadily and slowly. There is nothing left to decide or fix. You can let go now. Good night. Understanding your emotions is not about controlling them. It's about befriending your own biology. When you recognize the signal in the storm loses its power. You are the architect of your inner world, and every night is an opportunity to rebuild that space with kindness and clarity. Thank you for exploring the science of the soul with Sleep Science Top 1. May your mind be quiet and your rest be deep. For now, allow rest to take over. Nothing needs your attention anymore. Good night.